And I think so. Some of this presentation will just be bringing some people up to speed on who I am, because I know some people didn't participate in the class that I held when I was there, and I'll just go through that for the first 5 minutes in the beginning. But before we do that, why don't we just warm up our brains a little bit? And this is a spot the difference exercise. Can everyone see the screen?
10 different things.
So yeah, we've got about 10. So we've got the snake with the pattern, the tongue, the glasses on the owl, that's 3. The extra fungi here, that's 4. The tips of the fox ears, 5. The leaf here, the extra leaf here, 6. The daisy, 7. Hedgehog, 8. Acorn, 9. Spots of the deer, 10.
Wow.
Everyone got those?
There's one element missing. In owls, there are 2 major divisions. One with an erect feather on the head and the other one without. Here they chose to show only one, the same species.
What?
It's not the difference here, but in the species.
Their head,
Interesting.
their face.
We had a little bit of a biology lesson, I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So there's this phrase that is attributed to mothers on how they could keep track of their kids. Does anyone know this phrase? It's not literally true, but it seems like it is.
See in the back of your head.
Mothers have eyes on the back of their head. This is a really great way to remember where the part of the brain that processes visual input is. So we've got the frontal lobe here, which is the boss, the decision maker. We've got various other lobes around here. But the back here is the occipital lobe, like ocular, occipital. And that's where you process the images that you're seeing on the screen now, the surroundings, the colors, the shapes, the brightness, the darkness. That's what part of your brain is being active right now. Now we're going to go into some brain games, and hopefully you enjoy. The brain games that I create, I have been informed by this book, The Sharp Brain's Guide to Brain Fitness. I will bring it up later, so you don't necessarily have to write it down. If you want to, you can. It's The Sharp Brain's Guide to Brain Fitness. It's by these authors, and I won't get into this just yet. I'll talk about this more another time, since I want to get the class moving along here. We're already about a half an hour after 1. This is another book, The Brain Training Revolution. This book helped me organize all of the exercises into this thing here. So a lot of people focus on levels 4 and 3, and I'm hoping to introduce levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll have more of a variety of exercises. So the first one we're going to do is called Images to Remember. And the way this works, and this is exercises levels 3 and 2, because we're going to be looking at an image. So we're exercising the occipital lobe in the back. And remembering and learning is all about categorization, level 3. So we're going to categorize things that we see on the image, hopefully, so that we can remember them. If we see a tomato, maybe we think of tomato sauce. Maybe we think of an Italian or some kind of categorization. And the area of the brain for images to remember is the occipital lobe, like we discussed earlier. And mothers have eyes in the back of their head. That's where the images that go through the eyes get processed. It's in the back. And when we're looking at these images that I'm going to show you, which some of them are food, maybe all of them are food, I think, actually. And the short-term memory, which a lot of people are concerned about as they get older, as their brain starts getting older, is located in the region right here on the side. So again, this is the back for the eyes, and this is the side for the short-term memory. Does that all make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Is that language also?
Language is on the left side, and language would be here. That would be like around the ears, but this is different. So the language centers would be here and here.
Is that symmetrical on both sides or just one side?
So for language, it's just the left side. But for this image here with this occipital and temporal lobe highlighted, it is symmetrical. It is on both sides. Okay, so this is just some of the information on the Mayo Clinic. You can go to Mayo Clinic and they'll help you understand what these different areas are responsible for. So here we go. Finally, we're getting to images to remember. So the instructions here are as you're going to observe the image I show you. I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. And then we're going to do 30 seconds without the image. And then I'm going to present 3 to 5 questions on the image that we saw. We'll see how well you can remember what you saw. And then I'll bring the image back. Is everybody ready? I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes too. So here's image number 1. Okay, so our 30 seconds is just about up. Here are our quiz questions. How many tomatoes were there? So we've got 9 tomatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slices of avocado and 1 egg because they're 2 halves of the same whole.
I thought that was a billiard ball in the lower right.
Oh, okay. No, it's another tomato.
You see where it is?
Did anyone try and count the salt rocks?
No.
Too much work, right? We're going to do a few riddles. And as I introduced the other exercise, I'm going to introduce this one. So the brain exercise level for riddles is going to be level 5. And on our brain pyramid to help us organize all of the exercises out there, generally you can divide this pyramid or these levels into 2 parts, 2 sections. We've got 4 and below, so levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we've got 5 and above, levels 5, 6, and 7. Levels 4, 3, 2, and 1, you're basically given information. You know, in this case, let's say a word puzzle or a word search. So you're given a bunch of letters and you have to find all the words hidden inside. So you're given a bunch of information and you have to organize it, or you have to figure out what's going on with this information as per the directions. And levels 5, 6, and 7, you're given something like a riddle and you have to use your brain to figure out the answer. So you have to go through all of your memories, all of your associations, you have to make connections between different areas of the brain, and you have to give an answer. So it's a more of an output type of exercise versus a input type of exercise like we just did with the images to remember, which was levels 2 and 3. Now we're going to go into a response where you are using your brain and you're communicating the answer, whatever answer you can best come up with. In the case of riddles, there's a lot of room for interpretation, which is really good at exercising the front of the brain. And some of you might be aware that the front of the brain is the abstract thinking area of the brain. So here's your first riddle to start off with. What occurs 4 times in every week, twice in every month, but only once in a year? I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay, we got about 10 more seconds. Okay, time is up. Anybody have an answer? I'll give you a hint. Alphabet.
The letter E.
Very good.
Good job, Beth. Very good. The letter E.
So we did images to remember and riddles to remember. We didn't get to optical illusions. We can do that for the next class in a couple weeks. And we exercise the temporal occipital lobe of the brain for the images to remember. And then the frontal lobe, we did the riddles. And the occipital lobe, we didn't get to do for the optical illusions, but that will be for in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Thank you.